Hello everybody and welcome to this Verbling class with me. My name is Teacher Amy and today we're actually going to do a class as part of my Around the World in 80 Days series, which we haven't done for a while. So I'm looking forward to it today. I've chosen a theme about volcanoes today. I'm currently living in New Zealand and we have quite a few volcanoes over here. Luckily they don't actually erupt that often, although there are a few active ones. So our topic today is the world's most beautiful volcanoes. Do you have any volcanoes in your country or near your country, perhaps in your hemisphere? We're going to look at the world's most visited beautiful volcanoes around the world and talk about what we think. Is it a bit strange living in a country with volcanoes? Why do humans live close to things that can be so destructive? We're going to find out today. So while we're waiting for everybody to come in, I'm just going to share a couple of things with you. If you're new to Verbling, you might be helped by these resources. So the first one I'm going to paste into the chat box is my Facebook page. And hopefully this chat box is going to work today. If you are a Facebook person, then you might want to check out Facebook, follow a few of the teachers, and keep up to date with everything that's going on via Facebook. If you're not a Facebook person, or perhaps if you are, but you want to find out some more specific information about Verbling or about one of the teachers, then the best place to go is to the second link that I'm posting, or it's come up twice. I'm not sure what's going on there. That is my Verbling teacher page, and all of the teachers have one of these pages. If you click on that link, you'll go to the teacher page and you'll find out everything you need to know about that teacher, including their schedule and timetable for classes and tutoring slots, as well as who they are. You can watch their introductory video along with a few class videos. You can write us a message, so it's a really handy place to go. I'm still trying to post my Facebook page and it's not coming up. But anyway, perhaps it will come up shortly. If not, I will try again later. Okay, so as I was saying before, this is a reading class, so our focus is really on reading and pronunciation and hopefully learning a few new words, but also just to talk about what we read and discuss this topic of volcanoes. So let's say hello to the students and see where they are from and who we've got today. So we're going to start off with Lego David. Hello David, how are you?
Hello, I'm fine, thank you.
Excellent. So, David, could you please remind everybody which country you're from?
I am from Spain.
And do you have any volcanoes in your country?
Yes.
Okay.
We have one. It is in the Canary Islands.
Yep.
And it's called Tengger.
All right.
It is. I think it's about 3,700 meters.
Yep.
And it's a very beautiful place to see because Canary Islands have a tropical weather, and you can stay at the beach, and you can see this mountain, this volcano. I don't know how to pronounce exactly. Volcano.
Yep, volcano.
Volcano. You can stay swimming in the sea, and you can see the snow at the top of this volcano.
Wow, that's awesome. That does sound very spectacular. So I'm just going to introduce a couple of words which are quite important when we're talking about volcanoes, and they're rather specific. Volcanoes can be in either one of three stages. They can be active, which means they erupt. They're erupting now or could erupt at any time. So that means that they're possibly dangerous. There's dormant, and that means that they're basically asleep. They haven't erupted for a long time, but they're not dead. And then there's extinct, which means basically that they're dead and they're no longer going to erupt. So do you know which of those three applies to the volcano that you just mentioned, David?
I think it's asleep.
Okay, so dormant.
Dormant, yes, okay, dormant. Because there's a park in where the tide is, and you can see many places with hot water going up, and
Yep.
I
Steam, you
think
mean?
sorry?
Do you mean steam, or do you mean like thermal water in the ground?
Yes, yes, and there is a restaurant. They cook food with the hot of this volcano.
Okay, with the heat. Wow, that sounds awesome. Okay, so if you ever want to go to the Canary Islands, don't miss out on the restaurant and going to the beach while you're looking at the snow on the mountain. It sounds awesome. Thank you, David. Welcome
Welcome.
to the class. Thanks for starting us off.
Thank you.
All right, so for those of you who've just arrived, we're discussing volcanoes today, and we're going to read shortly about the most beautiful volcanoes in the world, according to BBC Travel. But first of all, we're just seeing if anyone lives in a country where there are volcanoes. David's mentioned that there is one in the Canary Islands in Spain, and I'm living in New Zealand, and we have quite a few over here. So let's go to Christina. Hello, Christina.
Hello, how are you?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Brilliant. So, Christina, can you tell us where you're from and if you have a volcano in your country?
Okay. I was born in Colombia and I live in France now. Actually, I arrived in France 10 years ago. In France, there are not a volcano, and Colombia, yes, there are, I think, 2 or 3 volcanoes. But there are 2 volcanoes, and they are asleep.
Dormant.
And dormant, okay. And the other one is extinct.
Okay. And have you ever visited the volcanoes, Christina?
Yes, I visited one, but not in my country, in Colombia, but in Costa Rica.
Ah, okay. And well, we'll see if there's any Costa Ricans before I get you to talk about that one.
Okay.
But thank you, Christina. That's really interesting. The ones in Colombia, how long has it been since they erupted? Have they erupted recently or a long time ago?
No, a long time ago. I think since 1995, the volcano is not erupt.
Okay, hasn't erupted. Hasn't erupted.
Erupted.
Great. All right. Thank you, Christina. Just a word about the vocab, guys. You can see that in the chat box. And the plural of volcano is volcanoes. So that's kind of easy. But thank you, Christina. And let's ask Harry, who has a very nice smiley star picture. Hello, Harry.
Hello, good evening. Nice to meet you again.
Nice to meet you again. So, Harry, could you tell everybody which country you're from?
I'm from Germany.
Okay. Now, does Germany have any volcanoes?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either, but you know, my geography is not that great, so I wouldn't be too surprised if I was completely wrong. Have you ever visited any volcanoes, Harry?
No.
No? All right, so it's not something you've had experience with before.
Maybe where I live at my place, they found some old, how can I say it, from the animals from the past. They found fish.
Fossils, maybe you're talking about.
Yeah, fossils, and it's a very famous place where I live, and they have it in the museum in Stuttgart.
Okay, awesome. So you don't have volcanoes, but you do have cool fossils.
Exactly, yeah.
Awesome. That sounds a bit like England, actually, because my aunt lives on the Dorset coast, and we have a lot of Jurassic period fossils that you can go along the beach and explore. When I was a kid, we used to do that, and it was so fun trying to find a fossil. And there's loads, so it's really easy to find one. Thank you, Harry. Awesome. Welcome to the class. Jose, hello.
Hello.
Welcome. Good to see you. Can you tell everybody where you're from?
I'm from Spain.
All right. So we've heard about Canary Islands. Did you know about that volcano
Yes.
that David expressed? Have you been to see it?
No, I've never visited this volcano.
Is it on your list of places to go, or would you prefer
Yes.
to go somewhere? Yeah?
No, I would like to visit this volcano, but
Awesome.
I've never visited.
Well, yet. You haven't visited it yet, Jose.
Yes, yes.
Okay, awesome. Well, welcome to the class anyway.
Okay.
Let's say hello to Juan Diego. Hello.
Hello, good night from Spain.
Good morning from New Zealand. How are you?
Not too bad, thank you. Hanging in there.
Hanging in there. Why are you
Hanging.
hanging in there, Juan Diego? Have you got something stressful happening to you at the moment?
I just came back from my job,
Okay.
and I quickly set on the laptop and start your English class.
All right.
And my matters told you I'm from Spain. And we also have the same the Cumian volcano, the Teide. Yes, I didn't. I haven't visited it yet.
Yep.
But I'm planning to go to visit it.
Excellent. Well, you'll have to meet up with Jose and go together.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Definitely, it does sound good. It sounds amazing. David, you've done a very good job of advertising it. All right, welcome anyway, Juan Diego. Nice to meet you. Great to have you in the class.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Okay, Julian or Julian. Hello.
Hi, how are you, Ami?
Good, good. I'm very good. How are you?
Fine, thanks. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. How do I say your name? Is it Julian?
Julian in Spanish, and Julian.
Either. Okay, you accept both pronunciations. That's great. Very flexible of you.
Yes, no problem with that.
Okay, awesome.
I'm from Colombia, also
Okay.
Virginia, but I live now in Colombia.
So you still
in
live
Bogotá.
there?
Yes, and we have really have 5 volcanoes here, and one volcano is active. It's the Galeras volcano near to city called Pasto.
Okay.
And the last time in 2005 in the carnivals of Pasto around in January have activity this volcano. Yeah, a low activity but a half activity this volcano.
Okay.
And every year the authorities of Nariño, because it's in the department of Nariño, take decision about the activity or put alarms about the activity of this volcano, because it's currently take activity in this volcano.
Okay. So you have to do certain things to protect people who live nearby. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, they are.
All right. Very interesting. Yep, I think the volcanoes where I am in New Zealand are generally dormant, but there are a few active volcanoes and they sometimes erupt. We do have a couple that are continually erupting, but they're actually just slightly off the coast, so you have to go on a boat if you want to see those. Pretty impressive though. All right, welcome to the class, Julian. Nice to meet you.
Okay.
Ksenia, hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Excellent. Now, can you tell us where you're from and if you have a volcano in your country?
I'm from Russia, and actually we have a lot of volcanoes, and I think we have about 10% of active volcano in all world.
Wow, is that right? I never knew that, Ksenia. That's very interesting.
Yes. And
have you ever
a lot of... No, I don't like volcanoes. I think I have some scary emotions about it.
Yeah. Well, they are pretty... well, they're very, very big, for one thing, and extremely dangerous if they are erupting. So how far away, whereabouts are the volcanoes? Are they all in the same place? Do they run along, like, a particular division between plates, or do you know anything about them?
I think a big amount of our volcanoes stayed on Kamchatka and Kurilsky Island. I don't know how to say in English.
That's okay.
So
Russian
it's
good enough.
yes, it's far. It's far away from me. It's about Japan, near Japan. This
Ah,
part.
okay. Yeah, that makes sense because I know that obviously Japan has some. So they must be related on perhaps down in the depths of the earth on the same plate boundary or something.
I think so. Yes.
Wow, that was so interesting, Ksenia, because I never imagined Russia being such a volcanically active country, but very cool. Thank you. Natalia, hello, how are you?
Hello, fine, thank you.
Good.
And yes, I'm also from yeah. So I'm introducing. So I'm also from Russia, and so I completely agree with Ksenia that we have lots of volcanoes, and they are located in the Far East. So they're so close to the border of Russia with Japan, with China, and the place is called Kamchatka, and there is a number of islands near there.
Wow, have you ever been there, Natalia?
No, I have never been because, I also live quite far from it, and actually, I think that it's a good idea to travel there someday. But actually, it's easier and quicker to travel to Europe than to that part of Russia because it's so far from me.
Yeah, absolutely, because you have such a ginormous country. It's a very long way. It's just as far to go to Japan or absolutely. All right, well, thank you. Let's just say hello also to Anna. Welcome, Anna.
Hi, teacher. Thank you.
Tell us about your country and if you have volcanoes.
I'm from Brazil. It's a old continent, and we don't have any active volcano here. We have just 4, but all of them are extinct. You know?
Okay. Yep. So that's safe. Have you ever been to visit any of them, Anna?
No, I have never.
All right. Is it something that you're interested in, or do you just prefer to do other things on your holidays?
I prefer stay very far away from them.
All right, awesome. Well, thanks everybody. With your impressive knowledge of your, geological knowledge about your country, very impressive and interesting. If you'd like to just click on the link that I've posted into the chat box, I'll post it in both chat boxes. Then we're going to start reading. So if you don't want to look at the link, you can just look at the screen. And this is an article from BBC Travel, and it's called The World's Most Beautiful Volcanoes. So we're going to see which volcanoes people or BBC Travel think are the most beautiful in the world and see whether we agree. So if you've never been to one of my reading classes before, I'll just quickly run through how it works. I'll get you to read a paragraph or two, depending on how long it is. Just take your time, because the whole point really is to practice your pronunciation. And also, we're going to learn some new vocabulary. So if you have any questions about the vocab, there'll be a little short pause after each paragraph so you can ask. Don't be shy. Sometimes, it's a lot easier to just ask a class rather than spend a lot of time looking up in a dictionary, and it's a bit more fun because you can get through the article quicker. So let's have a look and see if we can get started. I'm going to start with the lovely Natalia and work backwards today. So Natalia, could you read the title and this little caption part here, and then the first paragraph or two, please?
Mm-hmm. So, the world's most beautiful volcanoes. Whether they are long dormant or spewing lava to this day, these 8 stunning volcanoes attract sightseers from all over the world. When fiery molten channels that stretch far below the surface, volcanoes connect us to the very core of the Earth. Active or dormant, they resonate with an energy and beauty beyond that of mere mountains.
Thank you, Natalia. Beautiful start of the reading. Thanks very much. Okay, so we've got some really lovely words already in this. And just in the introduction, does anybody have any questions?
Yes. Yes, teacher. I have the questions. These stunning volcanoes. What is mean that? And the second, the whole sentence. These stunning volcanoes attract sightseers. I don't know what is that.
All right, great question. Thank you. So first of all, I think we need to know what the word stunning means, because I'm pretty sure you know atom volcanoes, right? So does anyone know, could anyone explain what does stunning mean?
It's amazing.
Yeah, exactly. To be stunned is to be almost frozen with amazement. It's like so surprising or shocking that you can't move, okay? So stunning is a very positive adjective, which means really, really, really amazingly beautiful, okay? And can anyone explain what sightseers are?
So if you attend a place of interest, a site, in other words, well, you are a sightseer. So we go sightseeing in a new town, for example, if we want to see the beautiful or interesting places of the place, of the town, of the city.
Thank you, Natalia. That was a great explanation. So to attract sightseers means that the place is worthy of sightseeing. It means people want to go and see it, basically. So does that answer your questions? Yes? No? Any more questions from anybody? Okay, awesome.
Hello? Hello?
Yep. Yep.
I wrote it in the text box. The words
sorry. Thank you, Harry. I didn't notice that. Sometimes it's hard to keep your eye on everything. So you need to find out what these words mean. All right,
yes.
So who can explain what fiery means? This word here. Nobody?
So,
with
It's
fire.
from fire.
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty straightforward, actually, guys. I know the spelling's a little bit off-putting. That's probably why. But yeah, it just means that it's to do with fire. It's very, very, very hot. How about molten? Molten is something very specific to volcanoes, but other areas of life as well. What does it mean?
It's lava.
Yes, it is referring to lava. So lava is that very, very hot, molten rock. It basically means the rock is in a liquid state. And if something is molten, it means in a liquid state, also very, very hot. So if you melt metals to build bridges or whatever it might be, you need molten something or other, iron or some kind of a metal, so you can get it hot enough to shape it into the shape you want, and then you get your bridge. So fiery molten channels is basically talking about the channels of lava that flow down from the volcano that are extremely hot and contain molten rock. Dormant is one of those words we talked about right at the beginning of class. So can anyone remember, what does dormant mean?
Sleep, like asleep.
Yeah, exactly. It means asleep, not active, okay? And the last one is resonate. What does resonate mean?
I think it's some fluids from them that we can feel. Something like that.
Not far off, Ksenia. It's something that you can feel.
In this text. Yes, in this text, meaning resonate with an energy and beauty beyond of the mere mountains.
Yes, you're right. It is something you can feel. It's not actually a tangible thing, though. Resonate is actually to do with sound or vibrations. So what it's saying is that you can feel like the energy. You can feel that sense of a presence with the volcano. Okay. All right, brilliant. Thank you. Let's continue, and it's time for Ksenia to read. If you could start from their violent origins.
Okay. The violent regions also tend to create stunning natural landscapes that attract sightseers from around the world. To find the hotspots worth we turn to question and answer communityquarry.com. asking, what are the most beautiful volcanoes in the world?
Okay, so just before we carry on, Ksenia, let's check if everybody understood that little last paragraph of the intro. Any questions about that, guys? No? All right, I think that one's quite straightforward. Okay, so we're going to read about Santorini in Greece. Has anyone been to Santorini in Greece?
I just see from the boat.
You've seen it from a boat.
Yes,
Well,
it's
that's the
white,
closest
yes.
All right, thank you, Ksenia. Could you read another paragraph for us, please?
Yes, Santorini, Greece. Best known for the stark white painted buildings that cling to its multi-colored cliffs. This Greek island is the remnant of a volcanic caldera formed around 1600 BC, when one of the largest eruptions in recorded history wiped out most of the island, including some of the original settlements.
Thank you. Okay, when we talk about years BC, we always say hundreds, so we wouldn't say 1600, we'd say 1600 BC, okay?
Okay.
And this one here is wiped out. All right, perfect. Questions about the words in here? Any weird words that we need to go over? Anyone have any questions? No? We know all of these words? Okay, perfect. In that case, Julian, could you continue from today, please?
Today, Santorini attracts visitors from around the world who are eager to admire what's left. To feel how majestic it is, you have to sail inside the caldera and stand at the balcony on the edge of the cliff at sunset, said Achilles Bortzelas.
Keep going.
In particular, visitors should seek out the uninhabited island of Nikameni, located in the center of Santorini's caldera. Nikameni itself is a kind of ugly black-brown blob in the center of the picturesque, truly gorgeous caldera. Smita Pradash said. But when you hide around it, but when you hide around, it's had its own beauty. A sloped pit from the which ancient and recent eruption sprang forth. It is very different from the craters of more traditional volcanoes.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Just a few words to go over, Julian, so if you can just repeat them. This one here is eager to admire.
Eager to admire.
Brilliant, that's great. This one here is very confusing, I know, because it has an S, but we actually don't pronounce the S, it's silent, so it's pronounced island.
Island.
Yeah. And then this one is hike with a really strong K, hike.
Hike.
Yeah, that's better. Brilliant. Any questions from anybody?
Yes, I don't know what does sloped pits mean.
Where have we got it? Is it?
Sloped pits.
Sloped pits. This one here?
Yes.
Okay, first of all, does anyone know what a pit is?
It's like a hole?
Yeah, exactly. It's just a hole in the ground, basically. And sloped, what does sloped mean?
A slope is a side of a mountain or a hill.
Yep, exactly. Thank you. Beautiful. So basically what it means is a hole in the ground with the sides going down gently so that you could perhaps walk, because it is talking about hiking. So great. Christina's asking about that word there, and that's pronounced uninhabited. Uninhabited. Okay, so nobody lives there basically. Any other questions? No? Okay, because there's no picture in this particular section, I'm going to quickly do this. And we're going to look and see, this is the place that we're talking about. So if I just put here volcano, see if we can get an idea of what it is. It looks to me like we're talking about this volcano. I'm not too sure, actually. It's a bit vague. But Santorini itself, this looks more like it. That's a pit, everybody. There. I don't know whether that's the pit it's talking about, but it looks very volcanic to me. And there's a few more pictures, so feel free to take a look at those if you want to look that up. All right, at the end of class, depending on how many of these we've read, we're going to vote on the best volcanoes. So put that one somewhere in your mind. And we're going to move down to Mount Mayon in the Philippines. And it's Juan Diego's turn to talk.
Okay. Located about 450 kilometers southeast of Manila on the island of Luzon, Mount Mayon is the most active volcano in the Philippines. A September 2014 eruption forced thousands of the flee the area. Mayon is also a stratovolcano, a step combined. Sorry, it's a bit tricky for me.
No problem.
From many layers of lava flows that prized for its incredible I don't know how to say symmetry. Symmetry.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No worries. Keep going. Could you just read this last little bit here? The second bit.
Okay. The perfect hyperbolic shape of Mayon in the Philippines underline its threatening posture. Borstels said, "The ash and lava flows are just the cherry on top."
This guy obviously likes volcanoes. Thank you very much, Juan. Let's just go through a couple of words. You did really well. This one here is southeast. Southeast.
Okay, southeast.
Great. This one here is Philippines.
Philippines.
Yep. Steep.
Steep.
And symmetry.
Symmetry.
Perfect. Well done. Okay, questions?
Yes. The last sentences, the ash and the lava flows are used, the cherry on top. What it means? So.
Does anyone know what the cherry on top means?
Yes, it's good bonus on the top of the cake usually. Cherry, it's you can eat. It's I don't know how to say. It's berry.
Yes.
So the cherry on the top is just the most beautiful and most desirable things of it.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Ksenia. So it's talking about a dessert of some kind. The dessert itself is already delicious, but the cherry on the top is like an extra bonus of wonderfulness. So it's basically he's just saying that the whole atmosphere is really, really amazing, but the ash and lava flows are almost like they're just a bonus because the place is so great already. Okay? Any other questions? No? Has anyone ever been to the Philippines? No? No one's been to the Philippines. So if you do go, try not to miss out on this one. Jose, could you read the last paragraph in this section, please? Those who hike.
Those who hike the volcano are rewarded with views of the towns in the Albay province and the Pacific Ocean. But even those who prefer the view from afar have a historical vantage point at the Cachaua ruins, once an 18th century Franciscan church that was destroyed by an 1814 eruption. The stone tower still remains, serving as the human-built counterpart to the natural wonder in the distance.
Thank you. Great. Just one word. This one here. We say in English, ocean. Ocean.
Ocean, ocean,
Yeah.
ocean.
Well done. Okay, so well, very nice reading. Thank you. Any questions about this little section here? No. What does it say about people who hike the volcano? What is the benefit of hiking up this volcano?
The views of the towns that you can see.
Yes. Yep, exactly. So you can have a really, really lovely view of the ruins.
Beautiful view.
Yeah, yeah. Which sounds kind of cool. As long as you don't get killed, because it erupted in September 2014, which is only like 6 months ago, or 9 months ago. All right, excellent. Let's carry on. Oh, we need to have a look at this one, I think. So this is Mount Mayon in the Philippines. Let's check this out on Google quickly and see what we come up with. There we go. Wow, this is pretty impressive. The symmetry is really, really apparent now that you see the photo. So basically, symmetry, I'm guessing you all know what that is. If you cut it in half, then each side it can reflect the other side. So I would say that is maybe a photoshopped photo, but it's still rather impressive. Okay, next one, Mount Kilimanjaro. This one's pretty famous. Harry, your turn.
Mount Kilimanjaro and Ngorongoro Crater, Tanzania. Adventure seekers from all over the globe head to the border of Tanzania and Kenya to tackle Kilimanjaro, Africa's tallest mountain. Fewer know that Kili is also the continent's tallest volcano, unique in the fact that it has 3 volcanic cones, while the Mavenzi and Shira cones are extinct. The highest one, Kibo, on which the highest Uhuru Peak sits, is still active and lets off occasional steam and gases.
Keep going, Harry.
Those keen to climb to Kilimanjaro's dizzying 5,895 meters summit must be prepared for a dramatic change in temperature, said Julen Wache. As you walk, you go from 35 Celsius or sea jungle to minus
Celsius is good.
Celsius minus 15 Celsius on top of Uhuru, its highest peak.
Brilliant. Thank you, Harry. Great reading. Just a couple of words. So this one you were struggling a little bit with. This is occasional. Occasional.
Occasional.
Yep. And this one has a nice strong S sound here. So gases.
Gases.
Yeah. Wonderful. Okay. Questions? No one?
Yes. I have a question. This can to claim to Kilimanjaro's Dyson? What is Dyson meaning?
This one here? Dizzying.
Yes. Dizzying.
What does dizzying mean? Does anyone know? Dizzying?
I think it's something that in that case can cause you vertigo.
Exactly. Thank you, David. Yeah, it causes you to feel dizzy, or as you rightly said, vertigo. Like, because it's so high, it's some people get dizzy when they're up a very, very high building or something. So it's just a nice description for something that's very high. That's all, Julian. Anyone else? Nope. Has anyone been to Africa before? Nobody? Has anyone considered that Africa could be an awesome location for a holiday and wanted to do some of the stuff you can do in Africa, like see Kilimanjaro or maybe safaris and stuff like that? Is that anyone's cup of tea?
I'd like to do it.
David, you would. Where would
Yes,
you go?
I visit North Africa because it's near to my country,
Uh-huh.
and I like to go to a safari, I think.
Absolutely. So where have you been to? Morocco or?
Morocco, yes.
Yeah. All right. So I guess Morocco's really, really different from some of the other African countries. So it would still be worth going. Absolutely. Awesome. Okay, let's read a tiny bit more about Kilimanjaro. And David, if you could just read for us, please. About 200
Yes.
days.
About 200 kilometers west of Kilimanjaro, Ngorongoro crater is a former volcano that is thought to have once rivaled Kilimanjaro in age, estimated to have been 4,500 and between 4,500 and 4,800 meters tall until it collapsed on itself. Today, at 22.5 kilometers in diameter and 610 meters deep, Ngorongoro is the largest crater on Earth, creating a unique environment for local wildlife. Waterfalls coming down the caldera irrigate green pastures and fill a lake at the bottom full of flamingos and a huge fauna on its shores: lion, hippopotamus, buffaloes, zebras, gnus, rhinoceros, vache zeb.
Okay, awesome. That to me sounds pretty amazing. Thanks for some great reading, David. This one here is pronounced rivaled.
Rivaled. Okay.
Yep. When you have a number like this, you did really well, but we don't say 4,500. So we can either say this, to have been 4,500 to 4,800 meters tall, or you can add in between, to have been between 4,500 and 4,800 meters tall. Okay?
Okay.
All right, awesome. Any questions? Nope. Okay, let's take a look at this one on Google. There are actually some really nice pictures on the actual website if you're looking at it yourself. I don't know why they've disappeared in the screen share, but I think this is kind of the type of one that you see on like National Geographic programs. Look how big the crater is. It's actually so vast that you can see the slopes along here. And then obviously all of the wildlife in the middle. Must be an amazing place. Cool. All right, next one. And it's Christina's turn to read about Mount Kelimutu in Indonesia.
Okay, Mount Kelimutu, Indonesia. Kelimutu's three mysterious crater lakes attract both scientists and tourists to the island of Flores in Indonesia, its Nusa Tenggara province. One is emerald green, another dark red, and the third pitch black. Vache explained. Scientists say the colors come from the chemical reaction that occurs when the volcanic gases met the lake's minerals.
Keep going.
Okay. Nervi residents have a different take. Locals believe that the lakes are the resting place of departed souls and change color abruptly based of the flow of souls. Suni Mewati said. Despite scientific explanation of the colors, the eeriness surrounding the lakes as a reservoir of souls remains, he added.
All right, interesting. Thank you very much, Christina. Let's just go through a few words there. So this one here is pitch black.
Pitch black, okay.
Does anyone know what pitch black means? No? Pitch black is just a way of saying really, 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 really black. So you can use it when it's really dark. If you say, I can't see, it's pitch black, it means that there's no chance of you seeing anything because it's absolutely perfectly dark. Okay? This one here, Christina, is pronounced chemical.
Chemical, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No worries. This one's a long E sound, so meat.
Meat.
Yep. And this one last down here is based.
Based.
Yeah.
Okay,
Beautiful.
perfect. Thank you.
All right. Any questions? No questions? Anyone
Yes,
been
just
to... Yep.
the pronunciation, the earnest.
Eeriness. Yep, that's correct.
Yes, earnest. Okay, thank you.
No worries. Okay, so has anyone been to Indonesia before? Bali for a holiday? Maybe? No? Well, if you do go, I'd say this place looks as if it's worth visiting. Look, there's a perfect picture of the three lakes. The pitch black one, the emerald one, and the red one. Do look kind of strange, don't they? But I'm guessing, look, they change colour because in that one it's not red anymore, and maybe the souls of departing. Or maybe the chemical reaction's changing. But it does look like quite an impressive place to go. All right, and our next one is in Hawaii. So we've got Anna to read for us, please.
Hawaii's volcanoes are known for their active eruptions and otherworldly landscapes. The youngest volcano in Hawaii, Kilauea, I don't know how.
I don't know either, Anna. I would just go for it as best you can.
Okay, has been erupting continually since 1983, so much so that the lava falls straight into the sea, creating fantastic forms of black rocks and insane smoke clouds, Vache said. At the other end of the spectrum, Mauna Kea is around 1 million years old. It sits dormant, still impressing with its sheer size, rising 4,205 meters from the sea. Mauna Kea in Hawaii is both incredibly beautiful and home to secret treasures, including a secret frozen lake near the summit accessible only by a 6-mile, 10-hour round-trip hike, said Leslie Simmons. You can find snow in the winter and almost zero crowds. We ran into only one other sorry. We ran into only one other couple hiking from the base to the summit when we reached Lake Waiau.
Yeah, go for it. I'd say wow or something like that. All right, thank you, Anna. Lovely reading. Any questions about the vocab and stuff in that section, everybody? No? Has anyone been to Hawaii before? It's quite a popular holiday destination.
Yes, me. I was in Hawaii.
All right, and did you see any of the volcanoes, Harry?
No, I was on the beach only.
Well, I think it's, looking at those photos, I think you did the sensible thing. This is the first one that it was talking about, and have a look there. There are actually people standing right by the lava flow. This is what we were talking about earlier, molten rock. So you can see it flowing down there. It looks pretty scary to me. It's kind of bubbling and doing all sorts of stuff. You wouldn't want to get your foot in there. I think that would be the last time you'd see your foot. And then what else do we have? The other one is Mauna Kea. I'm not sure how to pronounce that particularly either. Let's just take a quick look at that one. And this is a really, really famous one as well. It looks pretty magnificent when it's covered with snow. It has a very flat top by the looks of things. So Hawaii, obviously being an island, volcanoes are pretty important. Okay, so we're not going to read the rest of it. The last one is Mount Fuji, and some of you may have been to Japan. Has anyone been to Japan before? No, nobody. Okay, what I want to ask you guys is if you had to choose a volcano to visit, either from the list of volcanoes that we've read about today, or perhaps just another one that you've been inspired to visit, maybe the one in the Canary Islands, thanks to David, or maybe another one, where would you like to go? Just, a free trip to a volcano, say. You don't have to pay for it, you just get to go, but it's got to be to a volcano. Where would you choose? So let's first ask Ksenia, where would you go?
I think Santorini, Greece, because for me it's the most beautiful. You can live in some hotel and you can visit the volcano. It's like two in one, and it's more suitable for me, I think.
All right, good choice. I say, Ksenia, that's definitely attractive from my point of view as well. Okay, Natalia, where would you go if you had to choose?
So I would go to Kilimanjaro because I have heard about that place since my early childhood. I mean, it's described in many works of literature, and I suppose that so it is worth visiting just even because of it.
Yeah, good point. And also, I'd say it was a magnificent part of seeing Africa, which is a pretty amazing continent with some stuff that you don't find anywhere else in the world. So, yes, good choice, Natalia. How about Julian? Where would you go?
I will go to Kelimutu Mount in Indonesia because his colors are impressive. Yes, it's the red and blue colors, and if you see the photos in internet, it's have a lot of nature about it around it.
Yeah.
Yes, it's great place to know, maybe to know the details about the colors by the native of the Indonesia. Maybe we can understand what other point of view.
Yeah, for sure. It sounds pretty interesting. Like there's a lot of culture related to it.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes. It will be so interesting.
Okay, well, when you guys come back from your holidays, you've got to let us know how it was. Okay, Juan, where would you go?
Hello?
Hello? Are you there?
Okay, hello. I like to visit here in and to have some beer with our friend there. I prefer to visit first of all our own volcano here in Tengger,
Awesome.
Canary Island.
All right, so that's actually quite doable, Juan, and hopefully you will actually get to go there because it's not too far away. They speak your language. It's pretty cool, especially seeing something that's part of your own country. Good choice. Okay, who else? Jose, where would you go?
I would like to choose Mount Kilimanjaro.
Okay.
I think this volcano has will have spectacular views.
I think so too. And you'd look over the Serengeti and it would be awesome. So you're going to have to go along with, who was it? Who said, oh, it was Natalia. You're going to have to pair up with Natalia and go on a joint trip, guys. All right, Harry, how about you?
I would go to Hawaii again.
Yeah? Because you loved it so much, and this time you're going to see the volcano as well as hang out on the beach.
Exactly, yeah.
All right, Harry, I might be coming with you. It's a very close call, actually, between Greece and Hawaii for me. All right, good choice. David?
I'd like to visit Ngorongoro because I can go on a safari too, and I think it's amazing. But all of you have to visit Canary Island and the Teide because it's incredible. And, for example, you can take a bath in the beach with black sand, and it's something very, very beautiful and strange.
Wow, and you say it's the second most visited volcano in the world. That's impressive.
Yes, the first is Mount Fuji.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, David, for all your factual knowledge. It's very helpful today.
Thanks.
Christina, where would you go?
Like Jose, I would like to go to Kilimanjaro. Because for me, it's truly one of the most beautiful volcanoes, and he has a perfect cone, and the symmetry is amazing.
Very good reasons, and you use some excellent volcano-related vocabulary. 10 points extra for you, Christina.
Thank you.
Well done. Okay, Anna, last but not least, where would you go?
I'd like to go to either Santorini in Greece or Santorini in Greece, Hawaii, or Mount Kelimutu in Indonesia, because I love the ocean, and well, the lakes are impressive. You know, I'd like to see the lakes close to them, to see the colors, and maybe to touch the water, to see something like that.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you very much. All right, everybody. So thank you for a very interesting class talking about all these different places. I hope you're inspired to one day go and visit one, even if it's not too far away. If you're in Europe, just go and see Mount Tengger because it's not too far and it sounds really impressive. And if you do go to one of the volcanoes, you have to come back and share it with me in one of our future classes. So have a great day, everyone. Take care. Thanks for your participation.
Okay.
And I'll see you
Thank you
guys
very
soon.
much for the class.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye. Bye.
Bye, teacher. Thank you. Bye, guys.
You to talk about that one.
Okay.
But thank you, Christine. That's really interesting. The ones in Colombia, how long has it been since they erupted? Have they erupted recently or a long time ago?
No, a long time ago. I think since 1995, the volcano is not erupt.
Okay, hasn't erupted. Hasn't erupted.
erupted.
Great. All right. Thank you, Christina. Just a word about the vocab, guys. You can see that in the chat box. And the plural of volcano is volcanoes. So that's kind of easy. But thank you, Christina. And let's ask Harry, who has a very nice smiley star picture. Hello, Harry.
Hello, good evening. Nice to meet you again.
Nice to meet you again. So, Harry, could you tell everybody which country you're from?
I'm from Germany.
Okay. Now, does Germany have any volcanoes?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either, but you know, my geography is not that great, so I wouldn't be too surprised if I was completely wrong. Have you ever visited any volcanoes, Harry?
No.
No? Alright, so it's not something you've had experience with before?
Maybe where I live at my place, they found some old, how can I say it, from the animals from the past. They found fish.
Fossils, maybe you're talking about.
Yeah, fossils, and it's a very famous place where I live, and they have it in the museum in
including their schedule and timetable for classes and tutoring slots, as well as who they are. You can watch their introductory video along with a few class videos. You can write us a message, so it's a really handy place to go. I'm still trying to post my Facebook page and it's not coming up. But anyway, perhaps it will come up shortly. If not, I will try again later. Okay, so as I was saying before, this is a reading class. So our focus is really on reading and pronunciation and hopefully learning a few new words, but also just to talk about what we read and discuss this topic of volcanoes. So let's say hello to the students and see where they are from and who we've got today. So we're going to start off with Lego David. Hello, David. How are you?
Hello, I'm fine, thank you.
Excellent. So, David, could you please remind everybody which country you're from?
I am from Spain.
And do you have any volcanoes in your country?
Yes.
Okay.
We have one. It is in the Canary Islands,
Yep.
and it's called Tengger.
All right.
It is. I think it's eight. It's about 3,700 meters,
Yep.
and it's a very beautiful place to see because Canary Islands have a tropical weather, and you can stay at the beach, and you can see this mountain, this volcano. I don't know hot of this volcano.
Okay, with the heat. Wow, that sounds awesome. Okay, so if you ever want to go to the Canary Islands, don't miss out on the restaurant and going to the beach while you're looking at the snow on the mountain. It sounds awesome. Thank you, David. Welcome to the class. Thanks for starting us off.
Thank you.
All right, so for those of you who've just arrived, we're discussing volcanoes today, and we're going to read shortly about the most beautiful volcanoes in the world, according to BBC Travel. But first of all, we're just seeing if anyone lives in a country where there are volcanoes. David's mentioned that there is one in the Canary Islands in Spain, and I'm living in New Zealand, and we have quite a few over here. So let's go to Christina. Hello, Christina.
Hello, how are you?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Brilliant. So, Christina, can you tell us where you're from and if you have a volcano in your country?
Okay. I was born in Colombia and I live in France now. Actually, I arrived in France 10 years ago. In France, there are not a volcano, and Colombia, yes, there are, I think, 2 or 3 volcanoes. But there are 2 volcanoes, and they are asleep.
Dormant.
And dormant, okay. And the other one is extinct.
Okay. And have you ever visited the volcanoes, Christina?
Yes, I visited one, but not in my country, in Colombia, but in Costa Rica.
Ah, okay. And well, we'll see if there's any Costa Ricans before I get.
How to pronounce exactly volcano?
Volcano. Yep, volcano.
Volcano. You can stay swimming in the sea, and you can see the snow at the top of this volcano.
Wow, that's awesome. That does sound very spectacular. So I'm just going to introduce a couple of words which are quite important when we're talking about volcanoes, and they're rather specific. Volcanoes can be in either one of 3 stages. They can be active, which means they erupt. They're erupting now or could erupt at any time. So that means that they're possibly dangerous. There's dormant, and that means that they're basically asleep. They haven't erupted for a long time, but they're not dead. And then there's extinct, which means basically that they're dead and they're no longer going to erupt. So do you know which of those 3 applies to the volcano that you just mentioned, David?
I think it's asleep.
Okay, so dormant.
Dormant, yes, okay, dormant. Because there's a park in where the Tengger is, and you can see many places with hot water going up and.
Yep. Steam, you mean?
Sorry?
Do you mean steam, or do you mean like thermal water in the ground?
Yes, and there is a restaurant. They cook food with the.
Hello everybody, and welcome to this Verbling class with me. My name is Teacher Amy, and today we're actually going to do a class as part of my Around the World in 80 Days series, which we haven't done for a while. So I'm looking forward to it today. I've chosen a theme about volcanoes today. I'm currently living in New Zealand, and we have quite a few volcanoes over here. Luckily, they don't actually erupt that often, although there are a few active ones. So our topic today is the world's most beautiful volcanoes. Do you have any volcanoes in your country or near your country, perhaps in your hemisphere? We're going to look at the world's most visited beautiful volcanoes around the world and talk about what we think. Is it a bit strange living in a country with volcanoes? Why do humans live close to things that can be so destructive? We're going to find out today. So while we're waiting for everybody to come in, I'm just going to share a couple of things for you. If you're new to Verbling, you might be helped by these resources. So the first one I'm going to paste into the chat box is my Facebook page. And hopefully this chat box is going to work today. If you are a Facebook person, then you might want to check out Facebook, follow a few of the teachers, and keep up to date with everything that's going on via Facebook. If you're not a Facebook person, or perhaps if you are, but you want to find out some more specific information about Verbling or about one of the teachers, then the best place to go is to the second link that I'm posting, or it's come up twice. I'm not sure what's going on there. That is my Verbling teacher page, and all of the teachers have one of these pages. If you click on that link, you'll go to the teacher page and you'll find out everything you need to know about that teacher.